Social Security is one of those essential programs. Some people call this an entitlement. Others say this is a necessity. Did you know that there's over 60 million people that currently collect Social Security benefits? Out of those 60 million people, about 21% of those that are aged 50 years of age and older say that this is their only income. For those that are getting close to retirement age, they say this is their only income. So this is not just an entitlement, this is a necessity just to live and have your basic needs met. Now, what do lawmakers say? Is there a chance we are going to see increases across the board? The answer is yes. Currently, lawmakers are discussing multiple ways to increase benefits, increase the funding to the Social Security Administration. I'll explain what's going on there in just a moment. All I ask is if you enjoy these daily updates, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button, click that subscribe button, and tick the notification bell. And let's get right down to it. So even though there's a lot of discussions regarding Social Security, and I will get to those in just a moment, I first want to point out there is some good news coming. First off, the good news is that the Social Security benefits that you receive every single month are about to receive a slight bump, about 3.2%. Yes, this is because of the cost of living adjustment for 2024. That's the first increase, but that is something that everybody is going to receive. Now, there's another increase that you may not know about, and this increase has to do with the amount of money you're able to make if you work. First off, just understand, if you are not yet at full retirement age, for every $2 you make over a certain amount, you will have to pay $1 back, or you actually essentially lose $1 of your benefits. So, if you are not yet at full retirement age, or you will not reach full retirement age by 2024, and that's any time within 2024, you will lose $1 of benefits for every $2 you earn over $22,200 or $320. So, if you do want to work, there's still the possibility that you can do that. The other one, if you will reach full retirement age, you get a massive bump to the amount of money you can earn. So if you're able to work, you should continue to work, because if you reach full retirement age in 2024, you will see a $1 reduction for every $3 you earn over $59,520 per year. So again, it's a massive increase. Good news here is that yes, you will still get your benefits if you want to work, or if you don't, you get the 3.2% cost of living adjustment. The bad news is it's only 3.2%. So just keep that in mind. Now, one of the questions that lawmakers are asking is about funding. How can we fund additional increases to Social Security? This is to Social Security beneficiaries and to the administration. Two different things. We've got the beneficiaries, which are you that are actually retired, and then we got the administration, which is the Social Security Administration. Well, I'm going to play you a video. And in this video, this is Chairman Ferguson. He's talking about Social Security, the funding that they have, where does the money go, and what should Congress's next step be. Just listen to this, because I think this is very interesting. And let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below.
And let me just say, we all agree that this is, we need action on this. But I also think it's important when we talk about the funding that's there, okay? And really, I just want to think about this for 1 second. SSA has a $2 billion a year IT budget. That is a massive amount of spending. I mean, that's like, I probably want to find out on the number of customers you serve or people that you serve on a per capita basis. How is that $2 billion spent compared to, say, something in the private sector? I mean, that's a massive. That's a massive budget. And then also,
so he's saying that right now the Social Security Administration has a $2 trillion per year IT budget. Okay, this is for the technology. Well, I bring this up because right now Social Security has a customer service crisis. This is a massive crisis that they've been facing for many years. And according to a lot of statements made over the past 2 or 3 years, the reason why it's a customer service crisis is because funding has been cut. Okay? Funding has been cut to the Social Security Administration. But at the same time, we are seeing more people claim benefits. That's what we've heard. Okay? But I bring this up because Chairman Drew Ferguson is going to address that right now. Listen to this.
I think it's important to recognize that the administration got a $784 billion bump above FY22 spending. And at the same time, the case levels are going down, as was highlighted by the gentleman from Florida. So until SSA can provide some clarity on where they're spending their money, how they're spending their money, and the fact I am flat over hearing that the problem during the pandemic is still hanging on. We have to move past that. That can no longer be an excuse for any part of this federal government. We've got to find a way to be innovative and get past it. We do it in our private businesses. We can no longer use that as an excuse. The world has moved on from that. I understand that it had an impact, but I will tell you this, I think, and I'm not trying to beat up on you because as you have said, some of these budgeting items are way above your head. But when you got a $2 billion budget, and we're several years past the pandemic, and you got a declining caseload, and ultimately there's a massive failure to implement new technology, I just think before you come ask for a bunch more money, you got to be held accountable. We just need answers on how this massive budget is being spent and why it's not being spent efficiently.
So right there, he is saying we just need answers. Before you come to us, before you come to Congress and ask for additional money to address whatever shortcomings you have, you need to be held accountable. Here's where things get very interesting. And again, this is in different videos. I'm not going to play all those because that would eat up hours of your time. But I have watched a lot of these different subcommittee hearings talking about Social Security, listened to many different interviews from lawmakers themselves, from experts regarding Social Security, from the Social Security officials themselves. And based off what we're hearing is that Congress is not going to do anything for Social Security. Not until they get answers. Because even though, yes, Congress has taken money from Social Security in the past, they are saying that we can't do that. We can't continue to rob from one place to pay for other priorities, which is essentially what just happened earlier this week, where the House GOP voted. They voted in favor of passing a bill that sends $14.3 billion to Israel. And the reason why they did that and where that money's coming from, they're pulling it from the IRS. So I think it's interesting that some lawmakers are saying we can't rob from one place to give to the other because that's a higher priority. But what we can do, according to many lawmakers, is we have to find the money that is still there. Because there's still billions and billions of dollars in previously allocated funding that is going to other priorities, or which were priorities back in 2020, 2021, 2022, even here in 2023. But they say in 2024 and beyond, we cannot just spend money wastefully. We have to make sure there's a reason and a purpose and a need for that funding. So, what does this mean moving forward? Well, what we do know is that right now, Social Security is nearing a crisis. And the crisis is because of this Social Security Trust Fund becoming, it's pretty much going to go away. That's what's going to happen. It is going to go away. And I'm not saying there's not going to be a need for it. I'm not saying that there's, people aren't going to get paid. They will get paid, but they will get paid about 77%. Okay? 77%. And the reason why they're going to get paid 77% or possibly 78%, it's one of those two numbers, it's right there, is simply because there's a funding issue. Right now, Social Security pays out more money than they bring in revenue. So what's the answer? Well, according to many statements, there's really no easy answer. This problem regarding Social Security is unavoidable. We are going to hit this pretty much this peak at some point, and when we do, we're all just going to drop off. So, here's what lawmakers are saying right now. One thing that we have to be prepared for is there is going to be a massive overhaul of the Social Security program. The last big overhaul was in 1983. What was that? 40 years ago. It's taken so long, taken 40 years to get to that point. But, and again, the massive turn, the massive change is going to come in 2033. Okay? And so when this happens, this is going to be 50 years after the last major overhaul. Lawmakers are now saying that it's been too long, that numbers don't add up. They're not what we need them to be. And just to give you an example, for people on SSI, you are restricted to having assets and income of $2,000 if you're an individual. $2,000 a month. Okay? So if you have over $2,000 in your bank account at any given time during that month, you would not receive payment. You would not receive your monthly benefit because you have too much assets. If you're a couple, simple math would be, one person, 2,000, two people, 4,000, right? No, it's 3,000. And this has been the number for decades. And now lawmakers are saying, well, we can't live with that. We need to have more money. Because just right now, just to give you an idea, let's say you are on SSI and you have, $1,000 in your bank account. And it's coming up on winter right now, and maybe you need some new tires for your car to get around, to go to appointments and take your spouse to their appointments. Well, if you want a new set of tires, you're probably looking about $1,000. $1,000 for a new set of tires. And guess what? If that's all you got, well, you're almost screwed. And then let's see your furnace goes out, right? You need something done at your home to get ready for winter. Maybe you need your driveway plowed. $2,000 won't be enough. Not to buy you new tires, help you get a new furnace, help you pay the service fee for somebody to come and shovel your walkway or plow your driveway. You're not going to have enough money. So this is where lawmakers are now saying this should be up to $10,000 for an individual, $20,000 for a couple. Right? Simple. The other thing that we're also hearing is that right now, and this is from the nominee to become the new chief for the Social Security Administration, but his name is Martin O'Malley. Okay, he has said that he is absolutely going to prioritize reducing overpayments and improving the appeals process for millions of people. This is one of the first things he's going to do. Okay, because right now millions of people are pretty much on the verge of losing their benefit. Actually, not millions of people. Tens of thousands of people are on the verge of losing, I believe it's $21 billion because of overpayments. This is heartbreaking. This is going to hurt thousands and thousands of people, but it's also going to impact those communities. So one of the things that we're hearing now is that we can't have a possible threat like clawbacks hanging over the head of millions and millions of Social Security recipients. We just can't have that. But it all comes down to funding. Right now, we have the cost of living adjustment that will be implemented starting January 1st. It will be 3.2%. But at the same time, there's still a lot of people that are questioning how much that cost of living adjustment is actually going to help them. Some are saying even though they're going to get potentially $30 to $50, and it's about $50 to $55 that if you're the average beneficiary, you receive about $1,800 per month. You're going to receive about $50 extra every single month. That's going to help, but it's not going to help you that much. It's still a small amount of money for the amount of increases we're seeing across the board with food, medication, fuel, housing, things like that. So what lawmakers are asking now is, where is the current funding going? And how can we provide more funding, but also the legislation, the verbiage, to have the Social Security Administration spend the money in the most effective and efficient way? That's what they're asking. So right now, these new increases are being discussed. They are talking about potentially increasing benefits, but making it easier for beneficiaries to go and work, to claim certain things. Right? They're trying to make it easier. So here's what I'm expecting. I don't believe Social Security is going to come out and give everybody a $200 per month increase in benefits. It's not going to happen where they just give you an extra $200 on top of your check. That'd be great, but do I think it's going to happen? Absolutely not. Not for 60-some million people. Could they provide some additional assistance to the hardest hit individuals? Yes. But the hardest hit individuals would be those that are making less money, right? So do we just give them additional $200 per month? Well, some say that we should, but according to many reports, the answer is no. That's not what we'll do. What we will do is we will help them reduce their expenses. We'll give them other benefits. For example, nutrition assistance, SNAP. These are the things that lawmakers are discussing. Let's find a way to provide additional benefits, additional relief to the hardest hit individuals and couples. And like Congressman Drew Ferguson just said in that video, that we can't use we were in a pandemic. That was in 2000, that was 2021, 2022. Over this past year, we've technically been out of the pandemic. So we can't continue to use that. So right now he's saying we need to find another solution. That can't be our go-to answer is, well, we were in a pandemic. We're still struggling. He said, no, that's over with. So we'll see what lawmakers decide coming up. Right now, they got a lot of stuff on their plate. One of the first things is to ensure that the government doesn't shut down in just 13 days. So we'll see what happens there. But as always, as I get more information, I promise I'll come back on. I will fill you in with all the latest news and updates. But that is what we know as of right now. So again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.